Hello guys, so welcome you again to the TQ Gate classes and the course lecture of probability and statistics. So in previous lecture I have discussed about the conditional probability and a few previous year questions related to your conditional probability, right? So today I am going to discuss about the Bayes theorem, and this Bayes theorem is generally based on your conditional probability, or I can say that the foundation of Bayes theorem is the conditional probability. Okay, so before proceeding to the statement of the theorem, what I will do, I'll go for a problem directly, and here I'm going to represent how the Bayes theorem is being used in this kind of problem. Okay, that means I'm going to give you the problem structure first, then we'll move to the proof or the statement of the Bayes theorem, right? So you look at this question. This came in 2012. Okay, though the questions are coming not so frequently, but these are coming. Okay, often you can find some questions in a few branches, right? An automobile plant contracted to buy shock absorbers from two suppliers X and Y, right? X supplies 60% and Y supplies 40% of the shock absorbers. All shock absorbers are subjected to a quality test, right? So first of all, what happened? An automobile plant or automobile plant, I'll say, right? So it has a stock of 60%, right, which is your, let me just write your 0.6 in terms of probability. Okay, 0.6 and 0.4, or 60% is the supply from your X and 40% is the supply of your Y for the shock absorbers of an automobile plant. Okay, so this is a stock of an automobile plant. Related to your shock absorbers, right? Then this 0.6 and 0.4, these are treated as your, let us say, your E1, which is your supplies of X, and E2 be the supplies of what? Y, right? So you have the probability of E1 as your 0.6 and probability of E2 is given as 0.4. That means your 40% of the supplies from Y, right? So these are called your prior probabilities. I'll write this. Okay, then what will happen? Let me just write this here. So these are called your prior probabilities. Or we do have the prior information about the stock, right? So now from this one we'll draw. So from the problem, let us see what is happening. All the shock absorbers are subjected to a quality test. The ones that pass the quality test are considered as reliable, right? So for the quality test, you have the reliable items, and of X's shock absorbers, 96% are reliable, and that of Y are 70% are reliable, right? So this is the new information we are getting from the prior information, right? So here I will assign an arbitrary event A, which is the new information, as the reliable shock absorber. Fine. So here it is given that the probability that A, that means your reliable shock absorbers from the first plant or from X, is your 0.96. Okay, and the probability that the supplies of Y, those are reliable, is your 0.72, 72%. So these are your conditional probabilities, you all know, right? So these are the conditional probabilities we have. Then from this, if you are supposed to get the information about this A, then what you will do, you have to take the joint probability, right? So here the probability of A can be found as, I'll just let you know later on while proving this theorem, okay, as your probability of A intersection EI and I running from your 1 to 2, because you do have only two prior information. So I am taking your probability of A intersection E1 plus probability of A intersection E2, right? So this is called your joint probability. Finally, the probability that a randomly chosen shock observer, so this is the randomly chosen shock observer we have, which is found reliable, is made by Y. These are called your posterior probabilities, right? That means you are supposed to find that if a given item is reliable, then what is the probability that this is made by either X, and what is the probability that this is made by Y, right? So these are your posterior probabilities, and here this can be found by means of your Bayes theorem. So now you got to know about the structure of a Bayes theorem. That means you have to start with the prior information, then you put a new information to the stock, okay, which is your reliable shock observer in this case. Then you'll find the joint probability and the posterior probabilities, right? So now let's go to the statement of the Bayes theorem, right? So what happened? See, for the statement of Bayes theorem, so what happened, the stock or the sample size, let me just take a sample size, sample as this, and let us say this is being splitted into 4 different events, okay? So that means what, we have to divide or split the entire sample space into finite mutually exclusive or disjoint events, okay? Disjoint events, right? So here, though I have taken only 4 to visualize clearly, okay, E2, E3 and E4, I can take n disjoint events, say, right? So that means what, if I'll take the union of these events, I running from 1 to n, to generalize this fact, will find you the entire sample space, okay? And the probability of EIs, or the which are the prior information we have, that should be non-zero. So these are your prior information we have, these are the prior probabilities, right? So then the second part is we have to define an event. Let us say this is an event we have A, this is A, which is a subset of your union of this, okay? So let A be the new information, or A be an arbitrary event such that your A is a subset of union of these events, I running from 1 to n again, okay? So now if I am supposed to find this A, how I can write in terms of your this disjoint events? So let me show you how you will write. If I will take the intersection of this A and E1, so what is this? This is definitely A intersection E1. I will write here A intersection E1. And what about this? This is your A intersection E2, A intersection E2. Similarly, this one is your A intersection E3, and this is your A intersection E4, right? So that means if I'll take the union of all these disjoint events, so what I will get? Definitely the given information, right? So here what you will do, A can be written as the union of A intersection EI, right? So I running from 1 to n, though here we have taken only 4 events, right? See, these events are all disjoint, so that's why what I'll do, if I am supposed to find the probability of A, so what I will get, as these are all disjoint, I will take the sum of the probabilities, right? So as per the addition theorem of mutually disjoint events, sorry, this is your probability of A intersection EI, right? So since here you do write that this is the addition theorem of disjoint events, right? So now, as per the multiplication theorem of probability, I do know that this probability of A intersection EI is what? Probability of EI, the prior probabilities you have, and the product with your A given EI, right? These are what that we have found the reliable shock absorber from the stock. A given the supplies of X and the supplies of Y. See, these are 0.96 and 0.72 in this problem, right? So now here this is your, as per the multiplication theorem of, as per just directly writing I am this as your multiplication theorem of conditional probability. Okay, so this is called your what? The joint probability, whatever you have found here. So this is called your joint probability. Right? So now the third statement is the posterior probabilities. Posterior probability that means if the drawn item or whatever item we have drawn from the stock is reliable, then what is the probability that this is made by X or made of Y or made by Y? Okay, so here the information will be, the probability will be written like this, which is your probability of A intersection EI divided by probability of A. So we have found this one already in the previous joint probability. So this will be your probability of EI and probability of A given EI. Okay, so probability of EI is the prior probability we know, and this is your the joint probability, right? So this is basically your statement of your Bayes theorem. So now let us solve that problem, whatever we have I have shown you. I think that is clear for you. You just pause it and you look at that. Okay, so for the prior probability we have this, and we are supposed to find here the probability of A. Okay, this one, whatever I have explained there. So probability of A is what? The probability of A, probability of EI and probability of A given EI, E1 we have, right? This one change it, E1 and probability of A given E1, that means the supplies of this, plus probability of E2 multiplied by probability of A given E2, right? So this will be what? 0.6 times of your 0.96 plus 0.4 times 0.72, right? So can you find the solution? I think it's a simple product. We have 0.96 plus 0.4 into 0.72, so you will get your 0.864 is the joint probability. So this says what is the probability that a randomly chosen shock observer is reliable. Okay, so this is meant by this statement, right? So what do I say? That this refers to a randomly chosen shock observer which is found reliable. Okay, up to this statement you are done, right? So if the question says that you have to find a randomly chosen shock observer from the stock and which is found reliable, you have to find this 0.6864, right? Now the question says that is made by Y, that means you have to go for the posterior probabilities. So your if the item is found as reliable, A, which is the new information, what is the probability that is manufactured by Y, will be your probability of E2 and probability of A given A2 divided by your probability of A, whatever we have found here. So I think you can solve this and you'll get here probability of E2 is given as your 0.4, 0.72 divided by your 0.864. I think you'll get the solution as 0.334 or something. Let me just find it. Okay, 0.4 into 0.72 divided by 0.864. which is your 0.333 or 0.334 also you can say. Okay, so this is the solution for this particular problem. So now let's go for another problem we have. So this is the question from the book. Okay, so this is the first question we have. Suppose that an item is produced by 3 factories or in 3 factories X, Y and Z. It is known that X produces thrice as many items as Y, and that factories Y and Z produce the same number of items, right? So here for the solution, what you will do, let Y and Z produce n number of items, right? Then what happened, X produces definitely 3n items, right? X produces thrice as many items as Y and definitely Z, right? So now if all are stocked or all are stocked in a sample space, say, so in this sample space we have this is your sample space. If all are kept in a stock, so you have in total of 5n items. That means your 3n from X and 2n from Y and Z. Assume that it is known 3% of the items produced by each of the factories X and Z are defective. So now instead of reliable, it is given as the defective as the new information, right? While 5% of those manufactured are defective of Y by Y. Okay, so now the prior information is what? The, let us say, E1 be the product of Y or the supplies of Y, I will say, or the supplies of Y, sorry, supplies of X, and E2 be the supplies of Y, and E3 is the supplies of X. So we have defined 3 events, and the probabilities related to this are the what? The prior probabilities. Okay, so that means this will be what? 3n out of 5n, which is your definitely 0.6, right? And the probability of E2 is n divided by 5n, which is your 0.2, which is same as probability of E3. So these are the prior probabilities we have. Now if I will define another event or arbitrary event, let your A be the event of what? Getting a defective item. Right? So it is given that 3% of the produced by your X and Z are defective, right? Which is your 0.03, which is same as your probability of A given E3, right? Then your probability of A given that is the product of your Y or manufactured by Y is your 5%, that means your 0.05, right? So now if all the items produced in the 3 factories are stocked, then an item is selected at random. This is here we have to find the probability. So what is the probability that this item is defective? Okay, so now we have to make use of that joint probability that I have told you in the previous question, right? So the probability of A here will be probability, so I will directly write the in the summation form as the probability of A EI multiplied by probability of A given EI, and I running from 1 to 3 because you have the stocks of 3 companies. Okay, so these are EI. So this will be what can be found as 0.6 times 0.03 plus 0.2 times 0.05 plus 0.2 times 0.03, right? So what you are getting, can you please tell me here? 0.6 times 0.03 plus 0.2 times 0.05 plus 0.2 times 0.03. So after all, you will get your 0.034 as the solution. Okay, 0.034. okay, so you are done with the first one. So now let's go for what the second part. If an item selected at random is found to be defective, what is the probability that it was produced by the factory X, Y and Z respectively? Okay. So now you make use of what the posterior probabilities you have. So what is the, so I am directly writing here, you make the note properly. Okay, so if your item is found defective, that means given item is defective, then what is the probability that it is produced by your X? So this will be what, 0.6 times your 0.03 divided by your 0.034, right? So this is what 0.018 divided by 0.034 is your 9 out of 17. okay, then the second one is your probability of E2 given the item is defective, that means a supply that is produced by Y, that the found item is defective. okay, so this is your 0.2 times 0.05 divided by your 0.034, right? So this is definitely your 10 divided 0.01 divided by 0.034 is your 5 out of 17. okay, so now let's go for the last one. So that is that can be found as probability of E3, right? Given item is found, the taken item is found defective, is your 0.2 times 0.03 divided by your 0.034. This is your 0.06, that means 0.006, right? 0.2 is your 0.006 divided by this, that means you will get your 3 out of 17. okay, which can also be found as 1 minus probability of E1 given A minus probability of E2 given A. okay, so now if I'll prepare the tabulation for this, it will be much easier. I'll show you. So if I'll go for the events first, change the indices, that is not good. Okay. So events first, we do have the events which are your EI, then we have the conditional probabilities related to conditional probabilities, that means your probability that the item is found defective, item is defective from each of the stock we have. Then we have the joint probabilities. Oh sorry, I forgot to write the I forgot to write the prior probabilities related to this. It is one of the columns, definitely. okay, so prior probabilities related to each of the event. okay, probability of EIs. okay, then your conditional probabilities, probability that A given EI, right? Then your joint probabilities, which is your probability of, okay, we have to add all the, right? Then your posterior probabilities, right? So now let us go for E1, E2 and E3, which are the supplies of X, Y and Z. The probabilities are given as your 0.6 prior probabilities, your 0.2 and 0.2, right? So here the conditional probabilities are given as your 0.03, 0.05 and 0.03, right? So here you will get your 0.018, 0.01 and 0.006, right? If you will add up, you will get your 0.034. this is important. okay, and the posterior probabilities are your 9 by 17, 5 by 17 and 3 by 17, which will add up to your 1. Okay, so in this way you can create the table also related to your Bayes theorem, right? So now this is a question which came in 2005 for CSE. Box P has 2 red balls and 3 blue balls. Box Q has 3 red balls and 1 blue ball. A ball is selected as follows. Select a box, choose a ball from the selected box such that each ball in the box is equally likely to be chosen. Okay, so let us say you have 2 boxes, P and Q. Okay, so here you do have 2 red balls and 3 blue balls, whereas here you have 3 red balls and 1 blue ball. Okay, so selecting a box will find you the prior probabilities, right? So let us say your E1 be your select box P and E2 be the event of selecting box Q. Okay, so it is said that each ball in the box this, the probabilities of selecting boxes P and Q are 1 by 3 and 2 by 3. Okay, so this is given here as your 1 by 3, and the probability of E2, that means selecting Q, is 2 out of 3, right? Now choose a ball from the selected box such that each ball in the box is equally likely to be chosen. So here you will get the conditional probabilities or the new information. Okay, so given that a ball selected in the above process is a red ball, so that's why this will contain this will get you to the conditional probabilities. Okay, so from this one, the conditional probabilities, that means selected ball is red, right? So probability of A given E1, that means from the box 1, is your 2 out of 5, right? And the probability of A given E2 is 1 out of 4, right? Because there are 2 red balls in the first one, and in the second box you have 3 out of 4, 3 red balls, right? So now you will go for the joint probability, that the ball is the drawn ball, or the ball which is taken out of the box or the boxes is your red. Okay, so the probability of A will be what? 1 by 3 times 2 by 5 plus 2 by 3 times 3 by 4. This is 1 by 2 is 2 by 15. Okay, so 2 by 15 plus 0.5 is your 0.633. okay, or 19 by 30. So as in fraction it is given, so I am just writing it in fraction. Okay, then if the selected ball is red, or the above process is a red ball, the probability that it came from the box P. Okay, so here we will go to the posterior probabilities. Okay, E1 given A, which is your probability of E1, probability of A given E1 divided by probability of A, right? So which is what? 1 by 3 times 2 by 5 divided by 19 by 30. So here it will go up, so you will get your 4 out of 19. Okay, and 15 out of 19 is if it came from the box Q is asking, will ask. Okay, if there will be a twist here, right? So now the second question we have here, or the third question we are solving, right? So it came in 2007. Suppose there are 2 coins. The first coin gives heads with a probability of 5 by 8, and the second coin gives heads with a probability of 1 by 4, right? One of the 2 coins is picked up at random with equal probability and tossed. Okay, so this will give you the what? The prior probabilities. What is the probability of obtaining heads? Obtaining heads is your new information we are providing to the stock. Okay, so let us say your E1 be the what? Selecting first coin, because one of the coin is picked up at random, and E2 be the probability of the selecting the second coin. So now for the prior probabilities, we know that it is given as the equal probability and tossed. Okay, so they have the same probability as 1 out of 2, right? Fine. So now new information. So new information is obtaining heads or getting heads, and the conditional probabilities are your probability that from the first coin is your 5 out of 8, and the probability that we have taken the second coin is your 1 by 4, right? So now the probability of obtaining heads is your this one, only probability of obtaining heads, this. Okay, the new information for the from the prior probabilities we have will be your 1 by 2 times 5 by 8 plus 1 by 2 times 1 by 4. Okay, so which is definitely your what, 1 by 2 5 by 8 plus 2 by 8 is your 7 by 16, right? So you'll get the solution as this. If it is asking you to find the probability, if you are getting the heads, then what is the probability that you have selected the first coin will get you to the what, the posterior probabilities, right? So next is your, this will be 5 by 1 by 2 5 by 8 divided by 7 by 16, which is your 5 by 7, right? And the second one will be, if the second coin is selected, then this will be 1 minus probability of this, the previous one. Okay, so you will get your 2 out of 7. Fine. So these are different, but these are not asked in this question. Okay, so one more question is here, so you try to solve this one and let me know in the comment. So this is the second example we have taken, but the questions are there. A few questions I have got. You try to find as many questions you can related to your Bayes theorem, and let me know if you have any kind of doubt, and wish you all the luck. In next class we will try to go for the random variables probably. Okay, so wish you all the luck.